Aaron Whitlow from the Markout Movie Podcast, and welcome to this week's edition of Shudder in Horror, a weekly episodic program here on the Markout Movie Podcast YouTube channel, where I take a look at films or documentaries or series that is on the Shudder streaming service to see if it's worth you getting. And in today's episode, I'm looking at none other than Joe Bob's Last Drive-In Show on Shudder.
Hey everybody, have you heard the news? Joe Bob is back in town.
But primarily I'm looking at his second season and the episode dealing with Chopping Mall, which is an 80s classic. But right now, Shudder is offering that you can join for free for 7 days. It's $5.99 a month after that, and you can cancel anytime. Just wanted to kind of throw that out there for you to see. But let's get to, of course, what Joe Bob's Drive-In Show is. So it's a show that is hosted by Joe Bob Briggs. He is a film critic, a personality that has been in the game, like in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I remember him growing up on the Monster Vision that was on TNT. He would come on there and talk about just different movies and go into like some of the information on it. He'd have like counts for how many dead bodies, how much action's in it. He would also talk about the nudity that's in it. So he would have a lot of different little tickers to things that you can find in the movie. And that's pretty much what the show is on Shudder. It's him looking at a movie and giving you like facts about the movie, things that you didn't know about it. The first season has an episode dedicated to Tourist Trap, which is one of the ones I actually dug. I actually found very interesting. Sleepaway Camp, which I was aware of, I've seen it. Rabbit, which was okay to me. Prowler, which was really good. Sorority Bays and Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama, which was fun. It has Linnea Quigley, which is a big 80s scream queen that I really enjoy. Daughter of Darkness, Bloodfest, Basket Case, Reanimator, Demons, The Legend of Bogey Creek, which I didn't get to see that one. I believe when I went to try to look for that episode, it was that movie was already gone off of Shudder. So unfortunately, I was not able to see that one. Hellraiser, and then Pieces, which my co-host Brandon Spivey loves that movie.
I had a lot of fun watching this, though. I had a blast.
Brandon, you should rewatch it, but rewatch it with Joe Bob Briggs, giving you some facts about it. You'll probably love it even more. I didn't like the movie, but my buddy Brandon loves it, so hey, to each their own, right? So in this season, first one out is Chopping Mall, a movie that is famous for being very 80s. When I first seen Chopping Mall, I absolutely didn't like it. I didn't like the. I looked at the art cover, and on the art cover it had like a robotic arm that was chopped off, holding a bag, and you're like, oh well, this is interesting. What's it gonna be like? But it doesn't have that type of robot in it, and so I was already disappointed. And then like I thought it was gonna be a little bit more serious, but it wasn't. But so I hated it the first time I watched it. But going back and watching it now, absolutely dug it. I take it as what it is. It's a horror comedy that doesn't take itself too serious, and I wouldn't take it seriously. 3 malfunctioning security droids terrorize a group of teenagers locked inside a shopping mall. This was initially released March 21st, 1986, directed by Jim Wynorski, who is a big fan of Roger Corman. And so it stars Kelly Maroney as Allison Parks, Tony O'Dell as Ferdy Mizzle, Russell Todd as Rick Staten, and Carrie Emerson as Linda Stanton, and then Barbara Crampton as Susie Lynn, and Nick Segal as Greg Williams, and John TERLESKY as Mike Brennan. Susie Slater as Leslie Todd. And there's several other people that's in this movie. Also, you have cameos by Dick Miller. You have cameos by the tall man from Angus Grimm, who was in what's that bloody movie called? Come on, Phantasm. You got the tall man from Phantasm that makes a cameo in this movie. Also, you have people that was in Eden Ryu that was in this film as well, and also the guy that is in you see him briefly. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. He was the mute kid that got all tongue-tied on the bed with the nurse. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that guy. So, he's in this movie as well. And so you just see him briefly. And then also the stepfather from Child's Play 2, he's in this movie as well. As just like a not security guard, but like I guess some type of scientist guy who controls the robots. But anyway, yeah, he's in this film as well. But so it has like a lot of cameos, man, that you could miss, and I missed the first time out because I wasn't into the movie the first time out. But now I accept the movie for what it is. It's schlock, but it's good schlock.
Waitress, more butter.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna get into a lot of the details, but I will have some spoilers for this review. The movie has like these group of teens that decide to stay inside the mall after they close, after they get off. This is a busy mall. I see this as more of a comedy now because at the very beginning you have comedic stuff happening. Mother trying to carry a tray of food and trying not to spill it. Father playing games. Couple right here making out. Old couple looking at them. They turn around, they make out. So there's all kind of stuff that's going on at the beginning of this film that kind of sets the tone for what the film is. And so you have all this, but then you also have these kids, these teenagers, that's coming together to have coitus uninterruptus while they are stuck in the mall. One of them is Barbara Crampton, who is a legend in the game, and then Kelly Maroney's also in this film. She does an excellent job. She is actually like, I didn't realize that they're setting her up to be the final girl. She was also in Night of the Comet. She was also in a lot of other horror films and 80s horrors or 80s stuff. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She's also in there as well. But people probably forgot about it because, you know, Phoebe Cates. But yeah, so the movie actually has some really great elements. People do dumb things because they're dumb people for a dumb horror movie, and they die because they do dumb things. But that's what makes it so fun. One of the best deaths in this movie, the only spoiler that I'm going to give you, is of this girl that's running from the robots, and she's not bobbing or weaving at all. She's just running, and you know, there is what happens. Oh yeah, this happens. Yeah, and then what makes it funny is at the end when they recapping everybody that's in the movie, her title card is that scene. It's like, that's so on purpose. I love it. So I didn't appreciate this movie when I first saw it. Now I appreciate this film. I'm gonna give this movie 3.5 stars out of 5. 3.5 markouts out of 5. A letterbox would be stars. You know, we have markouts. But yeah, 3.5 markouts out of 5 on the Markout Meter. I enjoyed the movie. I think it's funny, intentionally funny, and I think that is just a fun film to watch. So I recommend you watch it. And if you're gonna watch it, please check out Joe Bob, who's gonna have so much facts on it. He's gonna have guests. He's gonna have things in the movie that you didn't know about. That's gonna bring it even out for you even more. So you'll look at it and you're like, oh well, I know a little bit more now about it, and this what kind of enhances the experience. It's like have your own tour guide through a weird film, and that's what I love about Joe Bob. So if you don't mind, check it out, enjoy it, and if you like what you heard here, please like and subscribe, and then share. We thank you for marking out with us here, the Markout Movie Podcast. Thank you for watching this episode.